Okay, so now I'm going to show you right now how to make the outline for your snowboard, skateboard, surfboard, or longboard. But first we need to make sure we have this paper measured out so you can put two designs on one. You don't have to put two designs on one. You could just put one design on one piece of paper and another on another, but you have to do two different designs. So you could do two skateboards, two surfboards, two longboards, two snowboards, or you could do one snowboard, one surfboard, one skateboard, one longboard, whatever you want. Just there needs to be two. Okay, so what you will need to do is separate this paper in half. Now, the easiest way to do it is just to fold, right? Just to fold it in half. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just try your best. And now if you don't want the fold line in there, and if you have a ruler, you can measure, okay? So half of mine is 9 inches. You'll want to measure your paper to see what the full length is. So you want to do half. Half of 9 is 4.5, so, right, I would mark at 4.5, right? And then the same thing at the top, 4.5. Right, and then you draw the line. Now, if you did the fold method, you want to make sure you fold it back a little over that same fold so that you don't have your paper bending on you, okay? And then you want to get like a straight edge. You can use a ruler or the edge of a notebook or just any edge and draw a nice straight line down the fold, okay? So now you have half and half. Now what we need to do is actually find the center of each side here because we want to make sure our drawing is centered on each side here. So what you can do, again, is you can fold it to the line right here on both, or you can measure with a ruler. I tend to favor measuring with the ruler because I don't like having the fold lines. And for your final, you won't be able to use the fold lines. You'll have to, what I usually do is I fold on another sheet of paper and then I take this and I line it up with my new one and then I just kind of make the marks like that on the new sheet so that I know that they're accurate and I didn't have to fold. Okay, so I've got that one on that side and I'm gonna fold this one into the middle line. All right. Okay. Fold it back so I don't have it bending on me. There we go. And then, again, I need to, if I'm going to do the measuring, right, I would want to measure the space here. So it's 4.5. So half of 4.5 is 2 1/4. So 2 1/4. So it's the first long line after the 2. So I just make a mark on all of those. Okay. 2 1/4 or 2 1/4. 2.25. If we really want to get mathematical with it, which I technically would not. I'm not a huge fan of math, but it is necessary in art quite often. Oh, my puppy's whining at me. What is it, puppy? Mocha. She's very needy. Okay, now you can either draw the line all the way down or you can just leave the marks at the top. I tend to not like to draw the line all the way down, but if you're one of those people who wants to make sure your design is the same all the way, you can leave it, okay? I'm just gonna erase it because that's just how I like to have it. Okay, so on one side here, I'm gonna show you how to draw the skateboard, right? Now, what I like to do is if I'm gonna measure, I like to kind of go 3 fingers down, or 4 fingers actually is typically a better length. And I'll make a mark, 4 fingers down, and then same thing on this one, 4 fingers, make a mark, 4 fingers from the edge, make a mark, okay? You wanna make sure that they're technically about the same height. So if I'm looking at that, I think I need to raise it up just a smidgen. There we go. Fingers aren't always a very accurate way of measuring, but it's close when you don't have anything else. So what that's doing is it's showing where we're gonna start the curve. So we're gonna start from that mark we made. Just do an arc that we're aiming for that center mark we made. Okay, and then we're curving it back down. Okay. We just want it to look like a nice, clean arch. so that the skateboard is even. So we're using the sides here for the width of the skateboard. Okay, and make sure that the tips of your skateboard aren't pointy. That would be a surfboard. Okay. All right, so that's a skateboard. If you want to turn this into a snowboard, all you have to do is take the middle here and then just kind of put an arc, a bend inward, because snowboards have a little bit of a bend on the inside. Ends up looking kind of like a peanut, but not as curvy. Okay, so that would be a snowboard. So the first one without the curve inward is a skateboard, and then that would be a snowboard. So snowboard slash skateboard. Okay, and then the next one here is the surfboard. So from one end to the next, you just start with a curve. Now I like to kind of figure out where my middle is right in here. You could just kind of fold it, and I don't want to actually put the crease in there, so I'm just going to fold it and make a little mark inside of that bend there. So that's my middle. So that's going to help me aim when I'm drawing the curve for the surfboard. So I'm aiming for that curve there, and then I'm going to curve back out now to that point there. And I don't touch the edge because I don't want my surfboard to be too wide. Okay, and I'm going to curve back down, and I kind of know where the middle is now still. So curve back down. Okay. Make sure it's even on both sides. Remember to use sketch lines. That's really important. Okay, so now I've got my surfboard. Now, surfboards technically have one end that's flatter. So I just draw a line on the bottom half there, and then I erase. Nice and easy. So that's more of a surfboard. For a longboard, they actually do have the point on the end, so you would leave the point for a longboard. There's also a few other ways you can draw a longboard. A lot of them have like a little, I can actually just draw a quick little thing. They tend to look more like, a lot of them, they kind of have a bottleneck kind of sticking out the end, and then they end up looking kind of like that with a bottleneck on both ends. I'm not sure why, what the physics is behind that, but that's what longboard, a lot of them tend to look like. Otherwise, they look like a really long surfboard, okay? But with a point on the other end. So, surfboard slash longboard, okay? And you can always look up other shapes. There are obviously other shapes for surfboards and longboards. They can vary quite a bit. So you can always look up other ways to draw them as well. Okay, so pick your two, whatever you want to do. Fill your paper, and yeah, you can start designing whenever you're ready.